Yeah. We do want to extend the great greetings unto his great arm, his nation, that's scattered throughout the eretz, the earth, to every corner, to every place that is unimaginable, nations that we've never heard of, we cannot even pronounce with the proper enunciation, and the nations whereby his remnant, where they are scattered throughout the Olam. So we greet you all that have joined us this Shabbat, our friends down under. We know that it is the first day eve there in Australia, you that are in New Zealand and Indonesia and Malaysia, in all of those countries, South Korea. We greet you all in Yahshua's mighty and precious name. May the great riches of Yah rest upon you in Yahshua's name. You that have joined us live from the different time zones here in these states, we greet you all in the central, the mountain, and also the Pacific time frame, early in the morning, but we greet you all in Yahshua's mighty name, and may the fullness of his Esha, the riches of his lechem, the bread, the revelation of Yahshua HaMashiach fill our hearts, that we know what we are eating, and so we don't have to ask, what is this? It is Torah, it is truth. It is the wisdom of his great mind. It is the Hukhmah of his great mind. We know that his mind is great because as he spoke, all things are so. Life, death, the creation of all things by the commands of his mouth. And by that same command, this living, this Chayil, it is a Torah of great substance. It calls us to live. And when one lives, you see life. Every living thing has the buoyancy of life. It flows with this great fluorescence of a glow, because it is congruent, it agrees and accepts all things that Yah says. Life does. The winds obey his commands. The seas of the ocean, they roar at the command of Yah. The breath of his nostrils cause the seas to rise up and cause the abundance of the sea and that which is in the sea to stand still and to go to the depths of their ability. So we must begin as a nation. We must get to the depths of all things. And it begins here in the Labah, the heart, the love of man. We may, by our own superficiality and our own preconceived ignorance of neglect of Torah, we think that we're right. We think our righteousness is because we've done something nice for someone. It's a filthy niddah rag of a minister woman. It serves no purpose at all. It's not the sadiqah, the sadaqah of Yah. It is not. We may think it is, but it is not. Know that there are you that have joined us for the live broadcast concerning the teaching on the two witnesses. Let me say this. We cannot understand the dynamic depths of Yah until we get the principles in order in our own hearts. Because if we don't have the righteous principles of Yah, then we cannot believe that. We cannot believe the things that are in depth, things that we see the Torah points out with great depth. We must, as little children, tithe, drink the sincerity of the milk. We must be sincere. We have practiced falsehood for long enough. I want to remind us of one thing before I go into that. As we sometimes think, we as a nation of people, we think that I am right. And what I do is much more righteous than anyone else. There is only one righteousness. And it is without duplicity, simply implying there is no hypocrisy in what righteousness is. Our own ways seem right, but that does not produce the excellence of Almighty Yah. It doesn't produce the character of YHWH HaMashiach. It doesn't produce this great inferno of his great and the greatest of all of his attributes, that he is Chava, he is love. So it doesn't produce that. So the first order of business I want to establish today is, what is the righteousness of Yah? And what is our righteousness? Without righteousness, you don't know how to love. We're going to bring this home. Whether you love me or not, it makes no difference to me. What is? And how shall the nations of the Olam, the earth, Yada, experience the righteousness of Yah's people? We all have our own self-conceited ideas and concepts and thoughts of what is right. Do we not? Sure we do. We think because we do something that we perceive as a kind deed, that's nice to do, and that gives us some kind of preference and favor with Yah. It is a deception. It is a lie, bordered from the very gutters of hell. The darkness of our own minds create that. And the reason our minds are so elusive is because there is no true great affinity for Torah. We don't know what the book says. We don't want it to address us. So let me begin with what is, just listen. What is righteousness? The command gave unto us by the very vocal, the call, the all of Yah, his voice. And he says unto the great messenger, the Nabi, Moshe, the Moshiach, the one that brought deliverance. That is what the Melech is for. That is what the messenger is for. He is to bring separation and division, and to cause our deliverance to come by one way that is directed from the voice of Yah. It is not through some kind of psychological or philosophical approach. It is only by this book. We can believe every kind of damn wicked book, but we don't believe this book. We can read every kind of article and buy it. We can believe everything that will help us in our health, but this book. We do everything to lose weight, believe every writing, try every pill. We won't do what this book says. This is the ultimate health book. This is the book of health, life, healing. He is Yarafah. He is the healer. He heals. I want to establish the power of his righteousness. You can understand who he is because we will question what he does. Oh, I don't believe that he will kill the babies. He's going to kill your wicked baby. And you too. That's why Shaul warned those of Corinthians, if the husband is right, then that Nazirah will be right. Although the wife is wrong, or if the wife is right and the husband is wrong, You can justify wife and husband. It's to your demise. I justify him. Then let's read what the book says. Just listen. Someone wrote me today in Syria, with great anticipation, we're waiting to be whipped or cut with a sword. And I will not disappoint you, my friend. The Ruach will not. It says in the writing of the Torah, the Dabarim, his word Dabarim, the promises of his words. And Yah commanded, he uses the word Sava to indicate my authority, my position, that I have the right to command and expect. He commanded us to do all of the pikuds, all of his statutes, all of them. You will hear the lie that has been purported by Baptists and Methodists and all these vile damn Jesus thumpers. Quote, that's meant for the Jews, unquote. It is meant for his elect, his house, his nation, his people. And the prophet says unto the people, he has commanded us to do, to asa, to fashion ourselves, to complete, to accomplish, to furnish ourselves, our minds, that we may accommodate all that Yah command. That little two-letter word, do. Do. Now let's not do what we think, let's do as he says. As the old line Baptist preacher would say, well, don't do as I do, but just do and he said. Let's do what he says. Let's fashion our minds and our hearts and our nephesh, our beings, that we complete all that he commands us to do, Yisrael. He said that we do all of that, and the reason we do all of his pikud, his chukhmah, to pursue what he commands, he says the reason we do that is to fear him. He is not playing. Back in the days when one says, I'm going to tear your backside up, they got you. It may have been midnight, you thought you got away, but you did not get away. And some reason we think we're getting by, we sow such wickedness because our hearts are deficient. When you are deficient and anemic, you have no strength to obey and honor Yah. And the smallest of things, you will participate and be a part of that because it doesn't bring you to Yah. I will not do anything. You all can. That I know that is an offense to Yah. You can participate, but not me. I will not. Not even for my mother. She rose from the grave and said, come kiss me. Will not even kiss her. I'm going to show what a real man is today, all right? Is that all right? I'm not talking about a nacha, but a man, a real man. It says to fear Yah Arabah. Why? For our own tav always. This is our excellence. This is, when we obey Yah, it is for our tav. It is for our excellence. And always when we obey him, there is a benefit. There is a promise that is associated with fulfilling what he commands us. It's always our tav. For what reason? That the mighty one may preserve us alive, not dead in the trespassings of sins, but he may preserve us alive to what? At this day. That we have the liveliness of the testimony, Yeshua HaMashiach, and he calls our feet to run into the bed of Yah and run to his great fellowship. He may preserve us. You don't preserve that which is dead, you preserve that which is alive. You may cook it, but it is still alive. It has the value of the essence of the trace minerals that are necessary for your body, Yisrael. It is only the truth that preserves us. Why are you telling us that? And this, you do what he just commanded us. He said, and it shall be my sadaqah, my righteousness. What is righteousness? Do we understand what righteousness is? Do we think that I am right? I am walking right? I'm talking right? Riyadh says, damn, but I would never say that. We think that is righteousness. Can I tell you? Will you believe me? This is the total sum of what righteousness is. Simply implying that I am faithful unto you, Yah. It is faithfulness. It is beyond faithfulness. That's all righteousness is. It is faithfulness. It is consistently. It is faithfulness. That is what the sadaqah of Yah is. It is a faithfulness that the gates of hell will not subvert us from Yah. The very trials of our own emotions and our hearts and our feelings will never separate us. As Shaul says, I'm determined. We must have that determination that nothing shall divide, nothing shall set asunder me from the great love of Yah. And it shall be our righteousness if we observe, if we shema, if we guard it, if we keep this in our minds and our thoughts are formed behind the commands and the statutes of Yah. Our conversations are based and predicated upon the principles of Torah. Our delight is based upon the abundance of the great Esha, the riches that produce the great happiness of Yah. We are not even happy, because we're dining on that which is superficial and it is dead. It has no life in it. It's not the lechium, it's not the bread of life. And that's why we're dead. Because our nature is given over unto sin and this love affinity that we have for sin. What is sin? The defiance of Torah. For we know that sin is a transgression of the Torah of Yah. I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is. You're not going to transgress Yah's Torah and think that somewhere in the midst of your great agony, he is going to run to your assistance. That's a lie. He says, if we observe, again, he used the word to do, asa, all these, kol, the substance, the fullness, all these mitzvah, the commands, the instructions of wisdom before Almighty Yah, our Abba, as he has Sava commanded me. How do I do it, Yah? I can't do it. I cannot do it. How do I keep? How do I guard? How do I preserve 613 elements of great truth? That I can't maintain one? It's a simple solution. And that's what we're going to teach today. It's a simple solution. That's found in Devarim chapter 6, verse 24 through 25. Devarim, Deuteronomy chapter 6, 24 through 25. Now, how do we access this command? Because, listen, Yisrael, when Yah commands us, when he used the word Sava, he means what he says. He's not taking no exception. Not even for Yeshua HaMashiach. He can't go back on what he says. In the days we will call them Indian givers, when someone did something and they did it refractorily, they took it back. We didn't call them white givers and black givers and Jew givers. And we are black givers and Jew givers and Greek givers, white givers, full of lies. Hebrew givers, full of lies, full of falsehood. He did not say that you can't do some of them. There are exceptions. He said you must do all of them. I've commanded you to do asa, to fashion yourself, that nations will see that you are an exceptional people. You're not like the nations of the earth, O Lord. You're different. There must be a difference between the people of Yah and the people of the world. It has to be a character difference. It has to be a personality difference. It has to be a facial difference. I don't want to look like the world. I want my countenance to resonate with the brightness and the beauty of the power of life. I don't want to look dead. I'm not going to look dead. I'm not going to sin willfully against Yah. He gives us a command. He said, you must do all of them. There's no exception. I don't care who you are. Well, how do I do that? We'll proceed. We'll get to that, all right? Our minds have been given over unto every kind of false delusion. We love everything except Yah Yisrael. As I brought out on Kitve Imat the words hun. There are different applications of the word love. There are different applications. And I want to teach from one concept of love today concerning the Raham. The Raham. I know the word Hasid shows the great tenderness of Yah's great Sahaba. King Birmi refers to it all the time. But there is no greater love than the love, the Ahava of Raham. We'll define it. It shows what the book says. We'll define a real man to show you what he possesses. Hallelujah. So when one has this thing that we call hun, this kind of delusional love, they love things and associations and being a part of certain activities and things. They don't love Yah because Yah detests it. He detests any gathering of lies. If we gather together as a nation and we gather and we lie, we support lies, we promote lies, that is abominable before Yah. I don't care who it is, what the situation is. We gather any kind of conclave, if the bread of life is not served, we're serving dead meat, we're serving dead substance. And you will find a countenance of a people that will trespass against Yah, and they will do sinful things without any thought or concept of retribution. Our minds are sick when we come to that degree. Our minds are sick. We have relegated ourselves to a degree that sin has no offense to the one that we say we love with all that we possess. Something is sick in our damn minds. That's the fact. Our hearts are sick and corrupt. There's no love for Yah. I don't care who we are. It's just the truth. We must do all that He commands us. And so we have this love that it is connected to the things that pleases the flesh. Has nothing to do with Yah. I will break this down to every precise measure today. No one shall escape. No one. No one at all. Hallelujah. I want to, Yisrael, there's a verse that one of the most profound examples of the greatness of His Raham, His love. It is a simple verse that I want all the children to remember. Quote it every day in school at the beginning. I will read it and tell you where it is. I want you all to sit and listen. I don't need you all to have commentary between you and the one sitting beside you. I don't need no commentary. You wait till I finish and then you can have all the commentary you want. So you listen to what I say. You're not that wise and that smart. Just listen. You that have ear, hear what I say. Here's a verse that gives us one of the most profoundness of the Raham. Let me define that. It is a love beyond expressive terms of our vocabulary. It is one that is so deep and so tender. It is so rich and so compassionate. It is one that is so embracing. And actually the prefix of that word, you that are adults with adult ears, don't be childish. It applies with a man and a woman. It represents the word fondle. That's how rich it is. That's how private it is in one's own heart. That's the essence of the word raham. It is rich with compassion, with true tenderness. It is rich with the caring that is so powerful that it brings life and substance and buoyancy to the heart of one that possesses the raham of Yah. And that's the only thing that he could relate, in the sense that when it's pure in the man's mind, pure in the wife's mind, the great power of raham. Raham. Dawid says to Yah here, listen. He says this. He says, Yah, I will love you with all of my strength. I will love you with all of my uz, with every fiber of my nefesh. We don't love Yah that way. He said, I will love you with everything you have granted unto me. You give me life. You give me strength. Tehillim 88:1, Psalms 88:1. That should be the very mantra. I don't like the word mantra, but that should be the banner of our children every morning. I will love you, Yah, with all khul, with the substance of my life. I will obey. I will keep your commands. I will do it with great desire and passion. Now that is the display of this word raham. And I want to teach from that concept today. The raham, the very beauty of Yah. How do we as a people keep all the commands of Yah? His statutes, his ordinance, his commandments. How do we do it? It's one simple act. Joshua tells us here in Matthew, in chapter 22, I'm not going to read verse 37 through 39. I want to read one verse in Matthew, chapter 22, verse 40. He says, loving Yah with all, and loving your shochin, not your charub. There's a difference between, as we express the dimension of words in Torah, we must have men and women to labor to understand what it is implying, or the application of it. You can't read this book. You must lahach. And when we see where Yah says, love your neighbor, strangers, he used the word charub. Charub. And charub is one that you have a social relationship with. That you will do them no harm. You will not be their enemies. You will not try to do any physical harm or steal or rob from them. That's a charub. Even your kinsmen are your charub. But he talks about the shochin, or the re'ah. He says, I will show you how you fulfill every command of Yah. He said, on these two mitzvah, this is how our tzedakah, our righteousness, is manifest before the nations. It is proven in the Brit Hadassah. I will prove it through the course of the writings of the book. Yah means what he says. He doesn't alter anything for anyone. He said, upon these two commandments, he uses the word Nathan. It hangs. This is what constitute everything that is written in the book, that was spoken by the Nabiim, or the Naviim, the prophets, and also what the Torah says. On these two commandments hang all, not some, but all, kol, no exception, all. The Torah and everything that the Naviim, the prophets, said, it witnessed to that. Now we got a problem with what we call love. It is superficial. It's not the love of Yah. It's not Yah's love. It is one of the most damnable, corrupt, distorted thing that has been conceived in a mind that is far from Yah. It doesn't love Yah. We don't want to deal with the fact of my situation. We don't want to deal with our ills and our corruption because my ways are more righteous than yours. There is only one righteous way, that we guard all the commands of Yah. This is our righteousness. He did not put some form of righteousness on this one and that one. It is one righteousness. And you can only ascertain, acquire it. You can only participate in it if we obey all the commands, everything that he has written. Everything. And the way you comply, you're complicit, is that you learn how to love Yah. And you give all to him, you surrender all to him, and in loving him, you have this great compassion, this raham for Yisrael. We do well by all men, but he uses a word especially, he preferences that to the house of Yisrael. You can't denounce that. He elected this nation. It was not that we love him. Herein is love. Yah is love. He is the power of love. There is no love without him. You don't know how to love. You have a social attachment that you believe is love. The cat hanging the hood, they will say, that's my boy. I love him. He will blow his head off and go to his mama and crawl to his mama. He has killed his son and the mama don't even know it. There are women that will say, I love my girl. She's my girl. We've been friends all of our lives. And she will kill her friend. There are mothers that kill their babies and brutalize them. And they will say she was a loving mother. That cannot be the Ruach of Yah Yisrael. There are those that will steal you blind and rip you off. Sons, daughters, mama, daddy. And say they love you. That those that will lie to you and take you down an errant path and tell you they love you, but that's a lie. That's a lie. It's not the raham of Yah. You can never assess this kind of love until you begin to love the instructions of the one that dictates unto us. We must love him. And we show that we are sadiq and we are righteous by being faithful to everything he commands us to do. We're not faithful. We're not a faithful people. We're harlots and full of it. We don't want to see ourselves in that light, but that's what we are. We are unfaithful. We have no faithfulness. We have no sincerity. We're false and full of ourselves. This is love, not that you loved him. He's trying to show you that I love you so much. Listen, if you know I love you, then why would you not obey me? There are fathers and mothers that have loved their sons and their daughters to the limited ability they have, and they have no regard for them. They don't even respect them. They don't even love them. They don't even care for them. When a child loves the mother, the father, when they give them instruction that keeps them throughout life, they obey that. We can fix it any way we want to and say, I know my son loves me, but that's a lie. He may have honed, he may have the words, there's a word in the Arabic or the Hebrew language, it is called agab. And what is called agaba? This is love now. Agab is a love that is so sensual and lustful and wicked. And agaba is as well. These are sensual loves. It's just like a mother saying, her son is wicked, but I still love him. You love that dog and you don't even know how to love the nation? You love that pig of a harlot? Just like a hola? The Torah says she loved her lovers. Now, the Torah identifies her as a harlot. Let me find that. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. My friend, you that said, cut us up today, well, we'll let Yah do that. Let me find this. Hallelujah, hallelujah. It's in Yeskel. YHWH 23 and verse 5. Ezekiel 23:5. It says, and Oholah, she played the Zanan, she played a dirty whore's role. He's talking about Samaria, the northern tribe. She was a whore. She played the harlot. Did he say when she was mine? Does it say that when she was mine? Are we his? And we play the role of a whore better than anyone. It says in YHWH 23:5, and Oholah, she played the role of a whore. She was a filthy, dirty whore. He said when she was, past tense, the verb, she was, not is, when she was mine. I explained to us that dote or doting, it is a form and a derivative of love. He was doted about his children. He praised them. She doted on her husband. You praise them. It is words of praise. You just don't. You get happy when you see them, but we don't get happy when we see what's in the book. We dote for our children. We dote for our daddy, our mothers, and our cousins, and our aunts, and our uncles, but we don't dote for Yah. He said she was a whore when she was mine. That's sad. You know, y'all forgive me. That's a dirty woman. That's a dirty man. I don't care who we are. She doted about, she said, I'm yours. And she spoke lies to his ears and said, I love you and I love you more than anything. It's almost like me lying down with my wife and knowing that I'm a dirty harlot and a whoremonger. And I'm speaking in her ears, I love you. That's not love. You call that love? There are men that say, oh, I love my wife. And they will sleep with every woman that moves. That's not love. That is a physical association for the conveniency of one's own purpose. That's not damn love. There are women that will do the same thing. They will be flat out whores and say, oh, I love my husband, I love my children. And you bring every kind of foul thing into your house, every kind of disease, you're liars. We're going to get to the depths of this love thing. It takes a real man to get his house right. Yes, and a real man to get this house right. He raised up real men to get his house right. And he's going to condemn it by man. You let the world tell you what they want to. Well, listen to no one. You're a damned fool. So she played the role of a harlot. She was a zanan. She was a whore when she was mine. And she doted. She loved. She was the one that agaba. She had this lustful, inordinate love. It was a love that wasn't pure. It wasn't clean. It did not flow from the stream of Yah. It says, and she dote. She loved on her lovers. She had many lovers. She loved the Ashur, the Assyrians, and all those that were vile unto the commonwealth of Israel. And it also, see how she loved her neighbors, didn't she? She loved her karob. Yah commands us to love our neighbors. These two commandments is where everything hang upon it. Nothing. It says she loved her neighbors. She did not have no shochin. She did not have re'ah. Those that dwell in the pasture together. She loved her neighbors, it said. She loved her karob. What is a neighbor? Someone that you have a general principle in common with. Someone that you have somewhat an association with. You go to your job and you say, well, they're not my friends, we're just associates. And Yah uses the word karob. What about kinsmen? The word karob implies kinsmen too. I got kinsmen, but they're not my neighbors. We have association by means of our physicality and our lineage chronicles. That's all that is. In order for you to understand that, you must dig into the depths of Torah. You must define and look at not one or two, but every verse. You will never understand. That's why we're ignorant. That's why we don't know anything. And so we will disagree with the man that labors for hour after hour, kick up his foots, study and define, go back and look, take his foots down. Sure he does. So she had lovers, and she loved them all. So is that the love of Yah? Is that the raham, the tenderness, the kindness, the great love, and the great compassion, the great pity that creates a beautiful serenity of a scene that is serene, that is felt? I want to ask you all a question. Hear me. Now, I don't want you to answer, but think on it. You tell me that each of us, if we can look in someone's face, we cannot depict when someone is angry or they're upset. You know it. You cannot depict when someone has an ill or personality conflict. Sure you can. Well, in my days, the granny or the old woman would say, boy, if you don't get that off your face, I slap it off. You's about to get it off. As I slap it up, boy. Give me a switch. Ain't nothing wrong, granny. No, so boy, I know some is wrong. Some is. Yet we're so ignorant, so dumbfounded, so unintelligent, so unspiritual that we can't discern. And we're supposed to be spiritual. And when we are spiritual, we discern all things. And we don't mind if someone judges us. He that is spiritual judge all things. And they apply the proper application to that thing. Don't tell me you can't tell when your young'uns got an attitude. Don't tell me you can't discern when your husband say, well, don't tell me you can't discern when your wife going through that period. Such ignorant people. We'll beguile ourselves with lies because we don't want truth. We don't want truth. We don't want that. We don't want what it says in Tehillim 119, 142. Then you skip down to verse 169 through 172. That gives you what truth and love is. That's where it's found. So she was a whore. So can a whore love as a Cherushim? No, they can't. What is the spirit of harlotry? One that is unfaithful. And if we are unfaithful with Yah, we have no love. She loved them while she was even mine. You tell me that doesn't break one's heart? You tell me that doesn't break the wife's heart or the husband's heart when one has been unfaithful? You tell me it doesn't? Sure it does. You tell me it doesn't break the mother's heart when the daughter and the son, she's raised them with her best ability and they go astray from Yah? Sure it does. That's a fact. No doubt about that. But there's one thing we must understand. I'm going to love Yah and love his house. I'll prove everything I say. Is that all right? So this is what all the Torah hangs upon. Matithiyah 22:40. It hangs upon all of that. We are people that we're given over unto much conversation, don't we? We love to talk. Our tongue is one of the most deceitful, deadliest, poisonous things that you can ever imagine. There's nothing more deadly than one's tongue, as Jacob says. Who can tame that vile thing? Only Yah can correct that wicked thing. The only way he's going to correct it, you know how he's going to correct it? He's going to cast it down to the depths of hell. It's going to be set on fire, the course of hell. That's what. And so Mashiach did not make a mistake in what he said. You that have joined us live today, I want to refresh us from last Kitve Imat. It says in 1 John chapter 3 verse 18, the things that I do want to read. He calls us his staff. He says, my little children, my beloved. He said, let us not achava in words, in promises. That's why in the days when a man spoke his word, he would say, that's my bond. Because what is love? It is a faithfulness. That's what a moon is. That's what imuna is. That's what all main implies. I love what you say. I agree with it. And I confirm that by obeying. We can love in words. And he tells us how not to love. Neither with your tongue. Don't tell me you love me. There was one that called me the other day from St. Louis several times. I was so busy. I was tired. And so I finally returned the person's call. And all he was saying is about me and me. My son just got killed the other night, 19 years old, right here in St. Louis. The Ferguson thing, he was not a part of that. Some drug dealing gone bad. And these are the same cats that say, I love my I love my boy, but, and would be one of those that loved him, capped him. He was a loving son, and yet he brutally killed his mother and his father. He was a sweet boy. He loved his mother. Don't tell me that doesn't happen. It is the truth. This woman down here in South Carolina said that some black man robbed her, took her babies, and killed them both. Susan, whatever her name was. And she said she loved some man, put her babies in the ocean down here, and left and told a lie. And all she got was honorary talk. She was a loving mother. Oh, she loved those babies. She did anything. Is that love? Is that the love of Yah? That's what we associate love with, this convoluted concept. We think we love because we love in words. Oh, baby, you look so pretty. We think that's love. Oh, I love you so much, brother, sister. You're my favorite sister, and I love you so much. And then the sister found herself sleeping with the sister's husband. That's a fact. Was steal from the sister. Oh, you can't tell me I don't love my mother. I'm telling you, Jezebel, you don't love her. Mama, I just love you. You know I love you, Mama. Give me some money. That's a damn lie. Love is always a gift. Love always brings a gift. Love always, it grants unto us the gift of his wisdom and understanding. They call that love. Granddaddy, please give me. I love you, Granddaddy. I love you. You plow on the emotions. No. Don't love in tongue and words. In Ma'aseth. That's all words are. Or don't love in tongue, and words are neither tongue. But he tells us in deeds, in Ma'aseth. We must love in deeds. We must love in actions and activities. You love me, you see me bending my back, you will help me. You love me, you will forego your experience to help me. Don't tell me you love me. Love is action. There's an activity that is associated with loving in deeds. It is a judgment that brings deliverance. You show them you've judged me wrong, you've looked at me wrong, and yet you still show them this great deed of Yah's love. Were we not wicked and sinful? Was not the act of Yeshua a deed unto us? And we were still wicked. We were full of harlotry. We disobeyed Yah. We talked to a damn Jesus and a God, a Lord. And yet he still loved his nation. That's love. And when we felt locked and need, he was there to bear us up. If you can't bear me up, you're not even a hypocrite. You're not even a beast. You're not even a dog. And that's a fact. We must love in deeds. In Ma'aseth, there must be actions. These damn phony liars. I love everyone. You're a liar. You don't love no one. You don't even know how to love your children. You don't know how to love your husband. You don't know how to love your wife. How you love everyone. You even care for your sons and your daughters. You bring them, let me tell you, you bring up in lies and you will speak lies. You promote lies in your homes, in your heart, and you tell me you love Yah? You're going to die that way too. That's the fact. If our hearts are not pricked with the warning of Yah, and we continue to fall prey to that woe unto us, something is sick in your mind. It is one thing, I was saying to Oxibion, it's one thing that delicious food will do. I don't care how sick you are. Food will make you feel better, especially comfort food. It has a medicinal, it has a remedy effect for you. That's what it does. We were talking the other day, I said, you know something is wrong when one takes certain medicine and it makes them so sick they can't move. You know something is wrong. I don't care what kind of food you eat, it's not going to make you sick. I don't give a damn if you're eating pig foots. It's wrong to eat it, but you can eat pig foots, it won't make you sick. You must understand what I'm saying. They give people chemotherapy to make them so sick, they almost wish they were dead. Make them worse, they get so sick. Oh, it metastasized. No, no, no. That's what it's doing, metastasizing. We'll stop the growth. No, you haven't. You just made it all congregate together and regroup. And the cancerous power is going to rise up the next time. They say, we got you now. I'm saying this for a reason. That's like the sin of our hearts. We eat this food of Almighty Yah, it cuts out that sin and that sin nature. And it causes us to rise up in the nurturing and the nature of Yahshua HaMashiach. That's what it does. People on 5-6 medication, they sick, their minds are messed up. How is it that the remedy of our health is in the book? That the right kinds of foods make us feel better. You can say what you want to. It's just eating food. Got some of that chicken soup with them dumplings in there, thick, fat. Oh, Mama, I'm not going to eat that with you. Now, I love fried chicken, but I'm not eating chicken and dumplings. That I don't want. Sick of that as a boy. Said, I'll never eat it when I got old enough to eat my own food. Every day almost was chicken and dumplings. And she made thick dumplings because that's all we had. But when you were hungry, the dumplings hit the spot. And it's always been that way. When the old ones would gather at one's conclave, everybody brought a little something to eat. When they would eat it, make them feel better. This is what's going to make us healthy and heal us. This. We got to eat this, Yisrael. We must love indeed, ma'asev. We must love in our behavior. We must achieve the prominency of what love produces. And that is raham, a tenderness and a kindness. And there's a special favor. You can do it with your sisters. You can do it with your brothers. You can do it with your aunt. You can do it with your uncles. And they can be wicked as hell. You can associate them in that fashion. But when it comes to Yah's house, you cannot show the kindness and the tenderness and the love and the sensual drawing to one. And when you embrace them, they sense something out of your heart, not some damn coldness and rudeness and an act that's down just because you do it. I want to feel something when I hug a brother. When I put that there, I want to feel something. I want to feel his heartbeat. Put it there, man. Put it there. Until done, my friend. We must love indeed. And he says, and in truth. I want to show us. Now, I examine this word, truth, with a little extensive detail. This is what truth is. Now, this is why he tells us to love in truth. I did not use the lexicon, Greek or Hebrew, Aramaic, Ethiopic. I used the old plain Merriam-Webster dictionary. This is what truth is. It is fidelity, faithfulness. It is sincerity or sincerity, sincere in actions. You do an action that is not sincere, doesn't mean nothing. That's not Yah's love. It is the real state of an affair. I'm real. And the days one would say, I'm real, player. Dog, I'm real. And you knew he was real. Although he was a cutthroat like you knew he was real. Because there was a system of honesty among the most devious ones. And they would say, I'm real, player. You know I'm real. You know I wouldn't do that. And they knew that he would not do that. They knew the realness of that one, that they knew, although they all were cutthroats, they knew that he would not take them off. But him, that's the one did it, kill him. That's what they would do. It says a state, this is what truth is now. It is a state, it is a conscience of being faithful. When you're down, you're still faithful. How you doing, baby? When you're down, you still got the same attitude. When you're up, you got the same attitude. So that's why I asked the question. You can't tell me when someone got one of those vile, corrupt spirits in them. Sure you can. They're nutty today, they're all happy tomorrow, and nutty the next day. They're partial 1 hour, and then they embrace the next. That's what the Torah calls hypocrisy and duplicity. It's falsehood. You're going to die that way. It's the spirit of shekher, lies. Truth is always faithful. That's why you say love in deeds. I said, and imat. The word imat carries the same connotation. Imat, the components of imat, of truth, and in the Hebraic, it is omein, that you concur, you agree. It is faithfulness unto Yah. That's what it is. And it is the great love of Yah. That's what it is. That's what imat is. That's what truth is. And that's what you love that way. You're faithful. Well, she hurt my feeling, but I'm still faithful. He made me angry. So that's what truth is. You must love in deed and in truth. You must be faithful. That's not love. You up to date and you think no one can discern your wickedness. That's wrong. That's what love is. Raham is. It is a judgment. Love always judges. You tell me your parents love your daughter, say, you're not going out here with that on. Look, girl, what did you say? You make assessment. Boy, what did he say? Oh, he didn't. No, tell me what he said, woman. I'm going to slap his head. That's one thing about love is always, that is one of the components of love. It always judges. Does Yah judge us? Is he love? So how can you say you have love when you don't beget? Yah doesn't have to judge himself because he is all righteous. But he judged us. And yet the principles of YHWH, that is Yah. It is the power of his conscious made so we can see the living substance of his mind, that we can't say that it's so hard to do that. Now we transgress and we sin. We're full of our iniquity. That's why it's so hard for us, Yisrael. That's why we can't love each other, because in this hour, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many. We're cold and we're nasty, but we're not cold with the wicked ones. We tolerate them. Why you can't tolerate me? Please tell me why. Please. What have I done to you that you can't tolerate me? What have your sister done that you can't? Tell me, please. What have your brother done to you? Not even my natural brothers could do anything to me that I would have that kind of attitude. I see them. How you doing, man? Give me some bump. All right. Everything's all right? You feel all right today, man? I'll tell you. And when I go around people like that, my natural kinsmen, I'm the one that do the talking. Shh, be quiet. I'll do the talking. Because I'm not going to, I don't go around them, but I'm just saying, when I see them, if they come, they're welcome to come. Your kin folks are welcome to come. They just got to come right. They're not coming here with any folly. When my grandbaby, my children can come, you haven't heard me say that. That's a damn lie. But they're not coming here with foolishness. So the achim, one day I said, you know, my mother, I told her, you can move in, you can't live with me. You got your little money, you can buy your car. You don't have to pay no rent. You don't have to buy no food. I said, there's only one condition. Your drug-thumping grandbabies, and they're not coming to my house. They cannot visit you here. You can go to your sister all day and stay there. You can drive back home in the evening, but they're not coming here. They're not going to come and lay up in my house, hiding their drugs. You're welcome to come, old woman. She said, well, baby, I'll let you know. 2 weeks later, she said, well, baby, I love you and I love all my grandyoungest. They didn't give a damn about her. When she lost the house, you'd think because of their drugs, you'd think they found her place. Well, baby, if my grandbabies can't come, I say, and they cannot come. They're hard-headed, nasty young'uns. They're not coming here. They're rebellious and they do drugs. No, they're not coming here. No, woman, you don't have to pay one dime of rent. You can live here in my house. We'll fix up this little room for you back here. You won't have no problem from my wife. And you're not going to cause her any, because she'll be kind to you. But you're not going, your grandyoungers are not coming here, the drug dealers and the whores dressed any kind of way, and they're not coming to my house like that. And some police following them, doing some, and they come to my house. Oh, he got this big building down here. He owned this, drug money. We found drugs in his house. I say, they're not coming to my house. Period. And that's what happened to that old woman. She got put out. Where were they? But they, oh, I love my mama. Oh, I love my grandmama. They have words. We have words just like the world. But it's not in truth. You must be faithful. It's a state of faithfulness. And it's one thing that love is. It is one of the greatest specifics of love. It is genuineness. It is genuine. It is genuine in what? In expressing the contents of love. It's almost like a baby when mama back there holding that little baby. Oh, it's almost like a mother grabbing that baby and loving that baby. That's what love, that's what the raham of Yah does. That's what the raham does with a brother, that he expresses that. And the brother senses that with security. And the ahot senses that. That's what it is. It is genuine. There's genuineness there. It is sincerity there. You are sincere. The application is applied properly. That's what love is. That's what the raham of Yah, that's what the ahava, the genuine ahava of Yah is. And when we keep that, we can keep all the commands of Yah. We do it without even thinking on them and trying to reason with them. It's performed in us. And people see us, they know that we're righteous. That's how it's done. I will never see the wicked and they think they got something I don't have. I got something. I don't care if I got on dirty work clothes or what. No, son, no, man. You're dealing with integrity with me. We don't want to think that because we think our ways are right. Again, one of the most powerful impediments of our love is this. Tehillim 36:3. This is why we cannot be kind. That's why we don't show the chesed, the very kindness that we're nurtured. This is the reason why. Tehillim 36:3. Yah says as he speaks to us that we are full of rushah. We're full of wickedness. What is wickedness? When we defy what Torah says. We're full of wickedness. Rushah. That produced this rasha man that he's going to destroy. You're condemned and you're going to die in your wickedness. Tehillim 36:3 says, the word of this man. That's why Yah says, don't love in words and tongue. Did he not say that? Yeah. I just read that in Tehillim. 1 John 3:18. 1 John 3:18. And we love in words. He says, Dawid says in Psalm 36:3, the words of that one's mouth that has no love for Yah, his mouth they are full of ovin. They're full of wickedness and trouble, idolatry. Everything they talk is about trouble. They're trouble with everybody. They're trouble with that brother. They're trouble with that sister. That one caused them trouble. This one caused them trouble. Everything caused them trouble. And all of their troubles, they blame on someone else. Quiet. He's that way. He won't let no one come here. That's a lie. That's a flat out lie. That's a lie. Flat out lie. Get quiet, huh? The words of their mouth is not ovon, but ovin. It's full of trouble. When you sit down and talk to them, everything is troubling them. You don't know him. You don't know what she'll do. She's that way. No, it's you that way, daughter. It's you that way, brother. You are the one, because you're full of your mouth. What comes out of your mouth is ovin. That's why she troubles you, and he troubles you, and they trouble you. Because it's in you. That's why you have trouble with her, and trouble with him, and trouble with them, because it's you. Every little action that he does trouble you. Every little action she does trouble you. Because you're full of ovin. Can't say nothing to you. You get trouble behind that. And you respond wickedly. Because your mouth is full of ovin. And what you do, you spread that trouble. You go to others. Well, you know he did that. He said, well, she don't know how to be kind. Tell me your kindness. If someone is unkind to you, listen. If you love someone and they don't love you back, what should you do? You should love them, right? Row! You all know you're not dealing with some fly-by-night here. I'll show you what you do. Got you. I said it that way to get you. I share what the Torah says. If I'm your enemy, what you do? Just, I'm going to still love you. Nah, I'm not going to do that. He says this. He said their mouth is full of iniquity, and they have this mirma, they have this deceit. That's why their love is false, it's feigned, it's unfeigned, it's feigned, not unfeigned, it's feigned, it's corrupt, it's not a sincere love. They're full of guile, they're full of subtleties and subtlety. His mouth is full of deceit, and this is what has happened to us. We have abandoned, we have left off to be wise. We don't want the Torah to teach us so that we're wise in Yah's principles. And to do right, and to be kindly, yatab or kindly is to have this great love. To be sincere in your love, to have affection. And you love someone, this is what yatab is. When you love someone, you know what it is? You're glad to love them. It makes you feel happy. Yatab. So instead of saying, I would say yatab. Yatab. Y-A-W-T-A-B. Yatab. I feel better when I love you. Yatab. Yatab. We've left off to be kind to each other. We don't know how to be kind. And when you're yatab, it's such a beautiful love that it has a sense of connection. And you look at that one that you say, how you doing? I love you. And it make their face glad. Don't tell me you love me. My woman look at me, I love you. What you say, Heifer? You already said I love you. What was that, Miss Cow? You didn't hear me? What you can hear about I love you? Now when she comes right, she says, yatab. Yatab. She makes me glad. Yatab. And don't go home saying no yatab. Miss Cow, okay? How about that? You just insult his people. We were just like a backslidden heavenly. Is that what you call that? Cow, isn't it? All right. We have left off to be wise. Why? Because of our own deceit. We want to blame it on someone else. It is our own deceit, our mirma, our own subtleties that we pretend I'm loving you and I know I don't give a damn about you. That's wrong. Just tell me I really don't care for you. So what can we do? No, I'll show you what you do. If I become your enemy, am I going to love you and just sit there and say, I show what I do. All right, don't worry. We have left off to be kind to each other, and we don't know how to be kind. That's why when we do that, we began to imagine, as I brought our own Kitvei Mats, what Zachariah said, we began to imagine false things in our hearts against each other. And then we began to speak this shabu'ah, this oath. We began to speak lies and shekas against each other. That's wrong. That's going to take you to hell quicker than anything, Yisrael. It's just wrong. We must be yatam. Well, it has no great reference of that. That's in Tehillim. Well, look at what YAHWEH says as he write unto the scattered remnant here in Romans chapter 12, verse 10. This is the process of the great deed of the ma'aseh, the actions, the activities of love. YAHWEH says in Romans chapter 12, verse 10, he says, be. Not getting that way, just be. Be that I am. Be. Be. What do I do? Just be. When Granny said to us in those little shackle houses of churches, she looked over there, you knew, she said, be still, born. Why you always shake your head up and down, man, when I say stuff like that in the old days? You always agreeing with me. Why? She said, use it, be still, boy. I don't give you to scratch your head. Use a boy, I said, be still. So Yah says, be. Just do it. You don't have to practice to be kindly. Just be. Just be it. I don't care what your emotions say, be. I don't care how you feel. You're not going through a damn thing. I said to this man the other day from St. Louis, he's listening. He says, Zachim, what do you have to do? Rebuke me. And I listened to him just talk and talk. I said, you think that your situation, I began to holler loud. I said, you think everything you said is paramount. You're the only one that's going through something that you perceive is of great agony. And you don't give a damn about no one else afflicted. You haven't thought about no one. It's all about yourself. Everything you said is you, me, my kinfolks, my wife, and this and that. Everything me. You say, man, you're making me sick with that. If you believe that I'm a messenger of God, listen to what I said to heal you. You understand your own sins. Don't call me like that. You consider that poor little widow with the young'uns. She's struggling, and she doesn't complain like that. She's kind. She's loving. She's sweet. Doesn't even know where bread is coming from for young'uns. Those old folks had a way, although that they had their ought against each other, they had a way to be very kind to each other. Don't get sick and see how they come. Don't have an affliction and see how they run. And they didn't have no taxes. And there were not that many cars. They will walk the miles. Sure, they did it. We've gone far from that principle because we're educated. We're smarter. We got more books. We got internet. And we got them damn cells. And we talk our brains fried out. We're about everybody's business but Yah's business. We nosy as hell. We want to know what's going on. I don't give a damn what's going on with the world. I want to question every angle about what about this, who was there, who went, who went there. Everybody wants to know everybody's damn business, but nobody wants to know Yah's business. What does the Torah tell me, messenger? We don't want that. So he makes a statement, be kindly yatab, loving affection. When you're kind, when there's a kindliness to you, you're prone to love. You're prone, when you are hard, you're prone to do evil. And that's what yatab is. It is a tender love. It makes you joyous to be able to love. It makes you glad to be able to love. It causes an esprit in you. When you know something is sick in your mind, when it's difficult for you to love. Something is sick in your mind and you say you love Yah, you're flat out liar. When it's difficult to love, it's difficult because your heart is cold, because you're full of ovin and ovon. You're full of iniquity. You want to show the world you love me, but that's not what the Torah commands you. It says, love, be kindly affectionate one to another. And then it says with brotherly, achim. Ain't nothing like achim, brotherly raham, brotherly love, brotherly love. There ain't nothing like being kind. Brother in the field, here I come, brother. Brother got a low, I'm here, brother. Sister got, here I am, sister. Trying to duck out, no, brother. I'm going to give what you give. If I give what you give, we'll get it done. You got to be kind first. And your kindness is stimulated by your brotherly love you have or your sisterly love. Miyata. I'm not going to stop using the count of siblings. They know how, in their own preferences, know how to be kind to each other. They know how to. And that doesn't mean that their kindness is real to each other. I don't care who it is. But anything we perceive outside of the realm of our kindness, there's a different kind of kindness. That's, Yah is love, and love is love. No different compartmentalizing of his love. The different forms of love that is represented, that Yah will let you know that's love. But it's not me. It doesn't represent my power, my strength. Don't tell me a mother that kills her baby and everybody prays her with accolades she loved her. Don't tell me that's Yah's love. He is the one that is judge. Two things that Yah never intended for men to have in their hearts. Pride and fierce anger. Those are the two things. And we can become fiercely angered at one another. Over what? Nothing. Over our own stupidity. And that thing, it becomes a cancer. And it's an infection. It corrupts us. It corrupts everything about us. Corrupts all of our ways. Corrupts our thoughts, our concepts of others. And you're the one that's wicked. You're the one that's filthy and nasty. Even the wicked had sung, not my brother, nor my sister, but it's me, oh Yah, standing in the need of prayer. Sweep around your own front door before you sweep. Sweep around mine. That's amazing that we can consider others, but not with the same love we consider me. That's wrong. That's convoluted, and it is filthy. Periods. Well, I love everyone. No, that's not the truth. Can I show us a deed and an act of truth? It's found in the same writing, Romea. It's in the next chapter. The Zochim Bidemi would say, verse 10. Romea 13, verse 10. The Raham of Yah. You have that? It says love. Raham. Achava. Achan. Works. Works. It doesn't fashion. The word fashion or works is asa. It doesn't work. No rasha. No ra. No evil. No ra'ah, no kind of evil. It works no ill. In my ignorance, I looked up the word ill in the Merriam Dictionary, and it means this. See, I come straight from your learning resources. This is what ill means. We're not harsh, are we? See, that's what ill is. It works no harshness. Because one speaks in a harsh tone, that doesn't mean that they're harsh. It is not cruel. You don't continue to inflict the same kind of segregation and denouncing and denial. Love is not cruel like that. It doesn't segregate. Love is not cruel. It's not harsh. It's not cruel. And one thing about love is not unfriendly. We are made friends with the world, but we're not friendly with Yisrael. That's what ill is. This is what Shaul is saying. I'm breaking it down for us. Because I know you think you know, but we don't know. It works no ills at all, Yisrael. It works no ill. It works no hostility. And one thing about love is not cantankerous. You up one minute and you're down like a jackass the next minute. You're kind one moment and then you're saying things out of your mouth that are so vile. It's not someone that is cantankerous. Crazy man, you silly woman. Like a drunk, stupid woman. She's full of a drunkenness. She's cantankerous. As the old folks will say, he's one of them tankerous old things. They didn't know how to say cantankerous. It's not cantankerous. That's what love is. It's not cantankerous. It's not moody as hell. It's not moody. Love is not moody. Love is not moody. You moody now and you moody tomorrow. Oh, hey, sit there. Hey, brother. The next hour can't even apply. I don't want to be by nobody. He got us, doesn't he? I'm so glad. It's not cantankerous. And above all, it's not irritable to love someone. Love works no ill. You're not irritated. I get sick of him. I'm sick of him every time I talk. Buck Shimmery got off from work yesterday and he saw Akhabini now. He didn't even check on his boy. He jumped out of the truck and said, "Man, I saw you all over. I was coming for some fellowship." I said, "Man, I had to kick Yakbeen." I said, "Go home and see your wife, man. Get out of here, man. She's been gone all day. Go see her." I kicked him out. I said, "Get home. Let's check on your wife." That's what you do. I said, "I'm gone. Bye, bye." Well, we got to walk the same way. Man, get out of here. Love is not irritable. When you're irritable with someone, you know you don't have the love of Yah. Love doesn't work in it. You get up in the morning, you're irritable as hell. Irritable with the first thing you see your husband, your wife, your children. Something that's sick in your corrupt, wicked mind, woman. Man, you're stupid. It's not irritable. And this God is so, it's not grumpy either. What? Love doesn't work no ill. He's not grumpy. He's not irritable. It's faithful. Get up grumpy as hell because you don't have the living power of Torah in your heart. You don't love Yah. You don't love him, you can't love no one else. How can you love him when you don't even see him? And I see you every day and you can't love me. You love the wicked. It's not grumpy. When you get grumpy, just say, yeah, God. Get glad. It's not grumpy. Love is not moody. No silly, moody woman around me. Well, you talk about when I was a young, silly boy. When I was a boy, I did the things of a boy. Now I'm a man. I'm a man now. I do the things of a man. So it's not grumpy. It's not irritable. Wife say something, you get irritated every time. Husband say something, no. You're sick in your mind, woman. Man, you are stupid. I'm going to show you a real man here in a moment now. Show what a real man does. Show you a real man. Real man. Is that all right, mama? All right, then. He says, it's not ill to our neighbor, our shochin. You won't be grumpy and ill with folks in the world, but you'll be ill toward me. Where you learn to try to love. But you'll be ill toward your sister. You'll be grumpy. You'll do all those things. You're hostile. Your tongue is hostile. You speak evil and you know it's not the truth. And you have no compunction. That's not the mind of Hamashiach. It says, love works no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, of all things, love. Ahava is the fulfilling of the Torah. That's how you keep every command of Yah. By loving Yah and loving me. You don't despise me, as I read that in Sirach 7:30. Ahava him that made you with all your strength, and do not forsake his ministers. That's why the Torah commands us to obey them that have the rule. He that rule well, he's worthy of double honor. That's what the Torah says. You think I'd tell you a lie for what gain? I'm not making no money. I work too hard around here. I worked on Wednesday, on Thursday cooking. My foots were hurting. I stood up all that day. Thank you, my Cleveland. Where? Oh, he's not in here, but that's all right. He wasn't here, so my compadre, my friend, I couldn't get him away from me. I said, you want to help me cook? He said, yes. And he sampled too. Sample it for me. How's that? That's nice. You want some of that? You hungry? Raphael, make us something, some guinea egg sandwiches. Yeah, I said guinea eggs. And all the other little trimmings and all the other little stuff too. Little one brought something out that too. She said, where's my pie? I said, well, he ate it. Gave it to him. You sure you don't want to leave me now? No, sir. We made those beautiful, tart, sweet clove apples and that beautiful apple butter turkey. Cooked that butter in there and those apples and baked it for another 2 hours and basted it with all that butter and that. You know that was right. Huh? All of those pans of wonderful food, and my foots were hurting at the end of the day. No, my foots were hurting. My foot was hurting. My foot was hurting. That's right. Here's one thing about cooking. The most simplest thing about cooking, to cook, is one simple element, isn't it? Can I tell you? I know you women know what it is, but you think you do. It is one thing. Just patient.
That's what my Ishmael taught me 30 years ago, 35. Just, you can't fry it all. Just be patient. It will get done. I don't care if you put it on 120. It may take a day, but it will get done.
Mm-hmm. And so I appreciate you, my young aunt, for helping me cook, for doing the apples, for sampling the foods, doing such a wonderful job you did. Stayed there with me, showed me your friendship. When I said to him, you want to go and play? He said, no. You sure, son? Okay, stay. Oh, how you doing, my friend? Everything's all right? One that was missing in action, but that's all right. Had a faithful soldier, warrior with me. I want to proceed. This is the fulfillment of Torah. You don't work no ill, Yisrael. Anytime, listen. Whatever ill I work toward you, I'm working that toward Yah. So how harsh I am with you, how grumpy I am with you, I'm doing that to Yah. Torah, that's the fulfillment of Torah. You don't work no ill. If you get nothing out of this teaching, don't work no ill against no one. Don't be ill against Yisrael, your shochem. That's what you do. You don't work no ill against them. Period. You don't do them wrong. You should be kind to them and love them like Yah commands you. We don't know love because Yah is love. He loved us so much. Listen to this. When you no greater love than this, that a friend will lay down his life for a friend. We must become Raah. That's what the word Raah, R-A-Y-A-H, Raah, Raah. Same with Raah, that lead us to the pasture. It's really enunciate R-A-W. R-A-W is Ra'ah, but it's easy, Raah. I'm your friend. There's no greater love than a friend's love. None whatsoever. None. And the reason we don't love each other because we haven't made ourselves, we have not shown ourselves to be friendly. You always want to blame someone else. That's what people that have personality conflicts, they always blame someone else. That's why those that have disorders in their ability to socialize and accommodate others, they always say it's them. That's why those that withdraw themselves from social events, social participation, they always say it's someone else. And they're the one that goes out and kills someone and do some harm to someone. Yisrael. So we have a ministry of Yah that teach us the truth and show us the truth. Then you don't forsake him because of your grumpy, wicked, emotional ways. Because you're immature, just say, I'm immature. And then say, I will not be that way. What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that, Yisrael. Here's the remedy if I'm your adversary. Let me show you what the remedy is. You've loved me. I haven't loved you. You love me. I haven't loved you. I will read what it says and tell you where it's found. It says this from the heart of one that was intimate. And everything that he wrote was intimate, personal. You could sense the raham, the great tenderness of love. He says to Yah in the midst of all of the great agony and the conflicts of his mind, he says, for my great love, my raham, my ahava, I have loved them, and now they have become my adversaries. They have become my shotan. I love you, and you become my adversary. I've loved you kindly, and you have become my shotan. You despise me, you reject me. But Dawid said, here's the remedy. Put it in the master's great hands. He will make it all right. Put it in the hand of our YAHWEH. Through the power of your Shuha, put it in his great hands. How do I do that? He said, but because of that, I love you. He says, yeah, but I have given myself to tefillah, to great prayer.
to intercession, to praying sincerely. I love you, woman. You became my enemy. I love you, and now I'm your adversary. No, I'm just going to pray. That's all right to pray. Oh, it's all right to pray to YAHWH. When everyone turn away from you, you just fall on your knees and pray to Yah. Well, you don't have to prove you love them. You just fall on your face and cry to Yah. I love them so very much. Oh, they turn their hearts against me. Oh, your sword, it smote me in my heart and said, pray Dawid. So I gave myself praying before Yah. I prayed day and night, morning and evening. Oh, I pray to Yah, who answers all things. Oh, that's what you do. Just pray. Put it in the master's hand. He will make it all right. You don't have to try to prove you love them. I'll do deeds. No. Just is in your hands, Almighty Yah. Oh, I pray and put it in your will, oh Yah. Whatever you do is all right with me. Whatever he does, that's how you do it. I don't feel her love. Well, just get on your knees, honey. Man, get on your knees. He loved them. He's loved us, hasn't he? And we become his adversaries. Sure we have. And who is that making intercession for us? Yeshua HaMashiach. We're ignorant, Israel. That's why you don't forget the man that teach you. I can see if I didn't labor. I labor in this book like I labor on the garden, or cutting trees, or painting. I do it all my heart, and I labor. That's fact. I don't care what I do. I'm doing it as unto him. I want Yah's approval. That's what we do. It's not a tough remedy. You just pray. That's all you do. Well, I give them money. No. Just pray. She did wrong. Just pray. Did they all forsake Yeshua? And he prayed, didn't he? Sure, he prayed. They said, now's the time. And then when they got up, and when that word arises in your heart, he went and restored them all. That's what love does. It always restores. It restores true friendship. It restores true brotherhood, true sisterhood. That's what love does. It restores a true marriage. You understand? We need someone to break it down to its simplest components to us. I want us to examine these words closely, what Yeshua said. And let's see if he's telling us the truth. He says here, that was Tehillim, Psalms 109, verse 4. Psalms 109, verse 4. I love my Akshimri. He loved me and I became his adversary. Just pray. Love, it has a tremendous fortitude of reinforcement. Nothing shadows love easy. Yah loved us that he gave Yeshua. He paid the price. I can show you scriptures, and I'll show you a few today. Even though that Aholabah was a Zana and a whore, he's still going to gather his people. And you just need to do the same with Yah's people. You bond with them and love them. I love the brotherhood. You don't have to. I love it. I love being around my Achim. I love it. Hell, I don't want to be in Walmart or some dollar mart, some silly. What are you going to do? Tell me what you're doing out there. Please tell me what you're doing. Tell me what you're doing. But as our Akshim preach, we own that talkaphone, watching television all day. You're not doing anything. Going to Walmart as far as you go. You don't have money for Saks Fifth Avenue.
You don't have money for vacations every 2 months. You can't do that. Well, if I was working, you would not have a nickel. You'll be broke as maggot stone. All you got it all. Don't delude yourself that way, man. Can I tell you what our electric bill runs here a year? You that are listening, if you think it's, who think that he or she knows what our electric bill runs a year? What do you think, man? Just give me a number. That's a lot of money, man. What do you think, Donna? How much do you think our electric bill runs a year here? He said 7,000, huh? How much? You've heard me say that. You're something. I'll go through him. Now, you don't hit that on the mark like that quick. No, baby girl. Our electric bill runs $25,000 a year. That's reality. Your offerings are not spent foolishly. With all she gives and all they give will not even cover 3/4 of the electric bill. It doesn't cover. That's just electricity. You think these vehicles are, but they drive, you think it's free to drive them? It's insane. And people have no concept, well, I need some, can you do this and do that? And I'm talking about people that will never send a nickel. Those that won't give a damn dime here. If you love your, I don't care if you didn't have $3, I would give it. If I didn't have $1, I would give something. I would not come to your house empty. I don't give a damn. That's why you will never prosper. That's why you will never. That's a fact. I wouldn't care if it was $10. I would try to find a way. If I had to go pick up aluminum cans on the street right here, I would. I'm telling you, when I learned that, I'm not talking about what these liars, the Benny Hinn's telling folks, but we must give. You can't keep this on. You will not even be able to hear me if we didn't pay the electric bill. Now, that's just the electric bill. We're not even talking. She knows what, because her husband pays all the bills. And she's heard me say that before, see. We're not even talking about the telephone bill. We're not talking about the cell phone bill. That's a lot of money. Come on, Israel. And you think that for some reason you're making a little few pennies, you're going to have money? The people that in this hard-pressing economy that are hurting the most, who you think it is? There's only one group of people that they're hurting more than anything. The women of YAHWEH. The women of YAHWEH. The women of YAHWEH. The women of YAHWEH. They're the last hired, first to go, and nobody's hiring them. That's a fact. That's a fact. The women of YAHWEH. You can do what you want to. I'm going to be humble and just stay here and give accountability where every dime goes and where the monies go. And always talking about Zakim, Akim, I tell them where the money goes. Well, Zakim, we did that, we did this, we did that. I took that and I did that, and we got this amount in the offering. I took that and we had to do that. We had to do that. We had to get this piece of equipment. We have one of our what you call went out, and y'all be telling me, well, it went out. Raah said, "That's so mad." One of the mixers back there, he said, "What's up? Come on, man! I don't want to hear that." And I want our children to play, so I found pianos so we can purchase, but that costs money. We don't have the money, but y'all's going to bless me to get it. He's going to bless us to get it. That's a fact. There are folks that listen will not give a dime. You're stingy, and I said you're wicked. They make sure they take the offering to Walmart, Dollar Mart. They have no conscience of what it takes. And if they write me or call me, they expect to come here and me accommodate them in every way. You got a place for me? Come on, man. That's not how you do someone. When someone sends one offering, I will always say this when I read, you're always welcome to come. We'll take care of you. Plenty of food, and we have a place for you. These are people who are not sent a dime. But they want, when they come, for you to accommodate their little need. I won't do it. That's a fact. Let me move on because I want to finish this today. Hallelujah. I want us to examine the words of Hamashiach here in Matithia. Matthew chapter 19. Now here was one of those Torah teachers. He was a lawyer. Very bright, young man, very intelligent. Understood the Torah letter for letter. You must understand that they did not have the ability of the printing press. Every Torah had to be handwritten. And if they made a mistake, they had to throw everything away. So those that were in command of that, they knew it. And they referenced with that writing what I need to write. So here this young, powerful, beautiful man, he walks up to Yahshua. He calls him tough master. Yahshua said, you call me tough. You know that there's only one that is excellent, and that's Yah. So he was saying to Yahshua, you're different. And I know that you're right. And so he tells him of his pedigree, what he has done. And he asks, what must I do? Listen now, to go into the Melchut, the kingdom. And this is what Yahshua responded in one instance. What must I do to have eternal life? Look at the word that he used. I want you all to hear this now. He says, first of all, I want you to chabod, to honor. You must esteem. You must fix value and purpose. That which he commands you to honor, he says, I want you to first honor your avat. We do it wrong. Men today will share more with their mothers than they do with their wives. He says, honor your father. I said to the Achim the other day, I said, I'm telling you all the truth. If I had a daughter and her husband, man, I had a daughter-in-law, make no difference. I said, when she reached that age whereby she's given to a man, our conversation will be very limited. We will never sit down and talk. Even my natural daughter, I will not. Because I will not remove the power and the authority of her head. No, no, no. When she leaves her father and her mother's house, she is no more twain. She has no more connection in the sense that she honors them, but she cleave unto her man. I said, my daughter-in-law, if she wants to go talk to your mama now. Don't. No, no, no. I will not embrace it. We cannot sit down and chit-chat. There will be no conversation with my daughter-in-law, no more than with you. I will love her the same way I love you. I will love my daughter the same way. I said to this little one, said, you're getting growing up so fast. She said, you tell me I can't hug you? I said, for now. You'll be a young woman here soon, and so you better say, Daddy, bring us 2 little baby girls, okay? Huh? What else? You can take care of them here. Just work and feed them. So I said, you're becoming a young woman. So it comes to a point, little baby girl, I won't feel comfortable with that. So if I had a daughter, she had a husband, I would never. Well, Daddy, I want to talk to you. My husband. I said, no. We're not going to do that. Let me see the man. I will talk to him. And I can tell, you go talk to your mama. She will be another daughter just like any other daughter. Now that's me. I will never embrace my daughter over her husband. Not me now. I would not do it. If I had a daughter, she was married, I would never say, hey, baby, come here. Some girls are just, daddy, daddy. No, I would not let her do that. That's a reason why you'll learn. We got so many social traditions we think are right, but they're not right. So you think I'm going to let her do that, then her husband, there's a disagreement, he's going to feel that sense of a little jealousy. I would never let him do that. She's supposed to honor me. She's supposed to honor me. She's supposed to honor me. She's esteemed value. This is what Yahshua says to this rich Torah professor. He says, honor your father and your mother.
He says, and you. He said, now that, he did not say love your father. When you honor them, you do love them. He says you honor them. But he says, I want you to love YAHWEH, your neighbor, as yourself. Now that's what the Torah said. Is there's a reason why he said that? Sure it is. He said, you honor your father and your mother. Well, I love, there are those that love their mothers and fathers more than they love Yah. He said, you honor them, you esteem them, that's my mother. Will you talk bad to your mother? No, no, no. I didn't dishonor my mother. I let her know you're wrong, oh woman. It's wrong for you to treat your daughter like that. And you charge her with a penalty, and you've done, she got 3 babies by 3 different men. You got 6. How can you call her that? What are you? You can't call her that. There was one that lived here, the mother and all. He calls me at time. He said, you know, my mother said that she didn't want to see that bastard baby of mine. I said, hell, how do you think you're one? Look at, she can't be that sanctimonious. He said, that's what she said. Call my son a bastard. I said, hell, now, come on now. She was married when all y'all came along. That's a fact. And that's what she said, a self-righteous Jezebel. Mm-hmm. You know why he called me? Because he knows that I will be honest with him. I said, you're a silly little boy. You think so, Rick? I know so. You need to grow up. I talk to him that way. As I said, I would never. My daughter-in-law, I would honor her. I would never put myself in a position that there was a little thing between her and her husband, and she's going to try to show him up by embracing me. No, you're not going to do me like that. You'd be surprised how much that has hampered marriages and homes. And so she's going to show him up by hugging me. Daddy, how are you doing? No, no, baby girl. No, no, no. You go, give mama a hug, and she'll hug me for you, all right? We're one. So if you hug mama, I can receive that. I know how sweet that is. Give me another one. Give me another one, not another one. Give me another one. I will never do that. I will never do that. That's the reason why he says, love your neighbor, your shochim, to love them. He said, honor mom and daddy, and then love your neighbor. He said, honor your mother and your father. Is that out of the mouth of Yahshua HaMashiach? Is it read? Let me see in this translation I have here. This is OKJV. I still use it. It says in Matithia 19:19. Well, here's what they call the red letter edition. That's what it says. Matithia chapter 19. I got Luke. Matithia 19:19. Let me see. Okay, it's red. Where is it? Okay. Yahshua told me you can't murder, you can't steal, you can't bear false witness. Honor thy father and thy mother. He says, honor your father and your mother, and thou shalt love your neighbor as yourself. That's what it says. You can say what you want to. He knew what he was saying. He meant just what he said. Because when my wife left for her father and her mother, she was mine. She was me. She was a part of me. We became echad. You don't love mama more than you love husband. You don't share. There are men that will share things with mama, will not share with their wife. I've never done that. I've never in all of my life. I honor my mother. But that was part of my mind. You felt more comfortable around mama than your wife, or mama and daddy than your husband. Something is sick in your mind. You could smile, you got happy, you rejoiced, but with your mind, let me read this. And I'll tell you where I got it from. Can I tell you? I will show you a real man. I will show you a man's man of a man's man. Now don't tell me this is not a qualified man right here. It says this. Now listen. I want you to hear this, you that give me trouble all the time, all right? I can't say nothing around him. You can't back me down on this here. This is a man here. Don't tell me this is not a man. Listen. Yes, a man will take his sword, and he goes this way. I'm sure the way we must go, all right? And he goes this way, and he'll go rob. He'll take it. He has strength to take it. I don't care what it is. And he'll steal.
He has no fears. He'll sail upon the seas and the rivers. He's seen everything. He challenged the most prominent thing. That's a man. Look at what you say. It's a man. And all of a sudden, the prophet says, and he looks upon a lion. He sees the Eri, the lion, strong one. And he says, I tell you what, bad boy, I'm tougher than you. Well, we all know that you know anything about lions, they hunt at night. And this is what a real man's man will do. This is a man's man. And he goes in darkness. Well, I tell you what, from that decree, I will miss it all as a man's man, because I'm not going in no darkness after no lion to rob him of his meat. Not me. But this is a man's man. And when he has stolen, he has taken the jewel of a lion. There are tribes in Africa, what's those little skinny people there? And the Maasai warriors, dressed in that red, little skinny men. None of them are big. I've seen them walk up on a lion, a male lion. There's nothing more ferocious than a male. I've seen them walk up and cut their meat off and go on the lion. A male lion weighs about 500 pounds. You're not, if he grabs you, you're not going to get hold of that. So he waits to the darkness. He's a bad boy. He steals. And he spoils and he robs it. And he brings it to his love. He says, I'm taking this home to mama. This is a real man now. He brings it to his love. This is a real man. Now, that disqualified me, those first two verses. But I don't know. I'll make a step it up on this next one I'm reading. It says, wherefore, a man's man, he loves his wife better than he loves his mama and his daddy. It says that. Wherefore, a man loves his wife better than father and mother. That's a man's man. Wherefore, through all of his proudness of physical strength, he robs the lion. He said, but she's home. Got some for you, baby girl. Got some meat for you. He loves his wife more than he loves his daddy. His pains he shared with his wife. His agonies he talked to his wife. His great trials he talked to his wife. Hell, wives don't even talk to husbands today. They talk down to them. He used the man. The woman is from the man. The woman, she goes. And Proverbs 31. She works with her hand. She sews and she does. And she is a virtuous woman. She's a strong woman. Her husband is spoken of well in the plaza when he sits with the elders. They speak of him well. Why? Because she loves her husband more. She loves her mama and her daddy. She'd rather be around her husband than mama and daddy. She'd rather be around her husband than sisters and brothers. He'd rather be around his wife than brothers and friends. He loves his wife. He loves his wife more than daddy. He loves daddy, but daddy, I got to go. Wife is at home. You can't tell me that's a man. When a man, when his mama is sick 10,000 miles away, he will leave everything to go see mama, but hell, he'll leave wife and all family. He doesn't care. That's not a man's man. That's a boy. When someone got confidence in mama, no, a man loves his wife more than he loves his. I'll tell you where it's at, all right? He loves his wife more than he loves his daddy and more than he loves his mama. He doesn't put children before his wife. He's happy when he's around her. And Yah has a wife. He's happy when he's around this woman. That's the raham, the love of Yah. You get spree and love being around mama, but hell, you can't even talk to wife. You can't talk to husband. You're a wicked man. You're a woman. You're Jezebel. I don't take it back. You're happy around mama, daddy, my brother. Oh, baby boy, how you doing? And husband, you can't even talk. Happy around your wicked old mama. You can't even love your wife? That's a real man. I missed those first two. I don't fulfill that criteria because ours ain't got that. Ours ain't going in no line den. No, sorry. Ours is not going to do that. But I can love my woman, though. I can be a real man's man. I can love my woman.
Love, honor your father, your mother, and love your neighbor. Love your, that's what Yeshua said. He's a liar. What's the truth? We got this damn false thing we call love. Nah, that's a man's man. Man's man loves his woman. And a woman, she loves her man. She loves her man. She loves the fellowship of her man. She loves the company of her man. She doesn't want sisters to interfere. She doesn't want, bro, I will come on. She lets no one interfere. She loves that man. She serves that man. And he loves that woman. Daddy say, boy, you want to go fishing? No, Daddy. I mean, come on now. Boy, so you don't want to go fishing with me? No, oh, Daddy, whoa. Is Mama going? Yeah, well, okay, if I can bring Mama with me, my Mama will go. But I ain't going like that, Daddy. Talk to me. We don't want this. We think we got love, but that's not love. Oh, I'd rather be around my sisters. No, where's my man? I don't want to see my husband. No, where is he? Let me find that man and kiss his cheek and give him the sweetness of my breath. Our damn breath's so funky we don't want to do it. I ain't taking nothing back. We think we got love. If I can't love her, I can't love you. He loves his wife more than he loves his father and his mother. And so this great agony, he don't go, well, let me call Mama. Mama, I'm going through something. There's one thing about Shemolo, his mother taught him, man, look, as a mother, I tell you, don't give your strength to me. Why? Because this prophet here tells you why. Let me read a little further. That's all right. You don't have to love me. Wherefore, man loves his wife better than his father and mother. And then the prophet say, yes, many there be that have run out of their wits for a woman. They've gone crazy for her. They do anything for her. They've gone out of their wits for a woman and become servants for their sake. He's nothing but a little boy. He's a puppy dog. Yes. He walks behind her. Now, baby, get here. Get on my arm. Come on. Get on this side right here. You got a bad leg, then I got one better here, so we help each other. Just grow together. That only hurts at times, Mama. I know what it's from. My foolishness. The men that have lost their wits for a woman. Try to do everything it is to please him. If I wasn't in a situation of such, I would have been put her away. They've gone out of their wits for a woman. They've gone crazy. Oh, y'all must well get real. Hallelujah. And not only that, many also have perished. And they have erred and sinned for a woman. But a real man, he loves his woman more than he loves. So he gave us 3 indications there. A real man loves his woman. He'll go through the darkness and say, got something for you. Someone's a man working and saving up his dollars and pennies. In the old days, he got Mama a gift. And she said, oh, baby, ooh. You also didn't have to do this, baby. I just love you so. He would be like this. Yes, yeah, baby, I just love you. I just want, oh, baby. He saved his quarters a week. Take him so long to get it. We can appreciate our man, that you made him in that image of him to strengthen him. You can't love your man. You don't love no damn one. You don't love your mama. You don't love your daddy. You don't love your sister. And you sure in hell cannot love a neighbor. And love is more than just words. More than your tongue. I love you. No, that's not love. When a man got love, it makes him happy. He walks happy. I go out and know I got strength. I don't care what no one says. And I don't have to be. No. I walk with dignity and strength. I know who I am. I know who she is. I want everybody to see. And when they look, they say, oh, wow. Young and old makes no difference. That's a fact. Quiet, huh? See, a real man loves his wife. He doesn't let mom and daddy, well, boy, you know that gal. No, 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 no. You can't do that, daddy. Hold up, whoa. I remember as a young man, my mother called my wife a female dog. She had never, my wife was always kind to my mother. She never disrespected her. She called my wife that. I was about 25 years old, maybe a little younger. I said, oh, woman, don't you ever say that to her. I mean that. I will never darken your doors again. I will never walk in, don't you ever. And the woman realized, see, she got quiet. I said, don't you ever. She's never done a thing to you. And you call her that? Don't you ever. I'm not yours. You don't possess me. I'm a man. But I'm your mother. I said, no, but she's my wife. I said, you know where the scar is right here? She's seen it and she knows it. You knew me as a baby boy. She knows me as a man. Don't you ever. It was months and months and months. I've never seen that old woman. And I lived right down the street from her. I wasn't going to her house. And from that moment, she treated my wife very kind. Plait her hair. Baby, I sure how to bake that pound cake and sure how to cook that steak for him. Very kind. If I'd have been a little old boy, she would have did it again. Why? Because she knew that as a young boy, as a young immature man, she controlled me. My monies. But now I had a wife. And I'm glad she told me that day, she said, you do what you want to with your money, but I would take my money, get me a place. And that's what I did. My mother found out that she cursed me lower than a dog. That's all right. A real man loves his wife. A real woman loves her husband. A real woman that doesn't want to sit around with her uncles and cousins and her mom and daddy, her sisters. She wants to sit around with a man. That's who she wants to. She want to go fishing with a man. Let's go and reel in. That's all right. She wants to be with him. Real man wants to be with her. Real woman in her day, she went and checked on him out there in the cotton field. He's plowing them 50 acres. Not 50, but 50. He's plowing them 50 acres. And she will go out there and take him some cool water. She'll walk down to, that's right. See, a woman, you always do me like that. You're doing like this. You're agreeing with me now. She'll go out there with a cool glass of water. She'll find that nice little screen in the creek and bring him a tin can full. She didn't have to say much. Yes, sir. That's just some water. He didn't know how to express that love, but he knew he had to get that 50 acres plowed so he could have food and bread for them. Winter was coming. She had to plow them 50 acres. We've lost that. Women don't know how to love. That's why your old ones must teach them. They teach their children not to love because they're cold and nasty. That's why your older ones must teach them and show them how to love. Your older sister must teach them by your example, your pattern with each other. That's why a real man loves his wife. Not let no mother come between. There are men that go stay with mama. When I left my mother's house, she said, baby, you know you always welcome. I said, I'll never come back again. I said, I will never come to your house to live. She said, oh, baby, why? I said, because I have a wife. I said, one thing that she will do, she'll go anywhere I go. If I have to buy a van and we go and she work at McDonald's right along with me, we'll work there. We'll save money. She was no biggie. She wasn't greedy for nothing. We'll sleep in the van. I said, oh, baby, you think I would? I said, no, it's not a matter whether you would not. I will never come back to your house to call myself living. I will never, period. I will visit you. But as far as coming here to live, I said, I'd get a car and we would live outside of the trunk of the car. I said, we get a job at McDonald's, we can get a cheap hotel, we can live there. Save every penny. We'll rebound, but I will never come here and live in your house again. Never! So something gets wrong that we don't want to visit our husband every day. You're sure the husband of Israel, we don't want to talk to him. But we can talk to the damn devil every day, but we love him. We love Yah. We can talk foolishness and sinfulness. We can lie, we can cheat, and yet we love Yah, we're liars. A woman would visit a man and check on him and see about him just to look at him. Tell me that doesn't strengthen a man. What are you doing? I just want to look at you. You find her watching him. We got the environment where you can do that. We live in an environment where you can do that. You sit around and do nothing. You don't check on your man and see how you doing. You want some water? Well, he got water, but still, just want something to eat, want some cookies? Don't mess with me, woman. I'm working now. Go ahead. Gotta just sit there. No, go on. Bye. You're gonna have me looking at you. Go on. Get away from me. Go on. And then a nice time when she come, look, I like that. Find myself doing something. Oh, okay. That's all right. Work a little harder. How about that? That's a real man. He loves his wife more than he loves mama. That's a real woman. She doesn't put sisters or brothers before she put a man. Yeshua doesn't put anything before he puts us. He make intercession for us. She doesn't put her emotions before she put a man. It's something that she can be stable with the sister, but she can't be stable with me. Something is sick in her damn mind. Something wrong if I'm stable with the Achim and I can fellowship with them. I can't fellowship. Something sick in my mind. Come on. He said, honor your father and your mother and love. Young man, you don't run to your mama and tell her your business. When I say that you go to your wife and you all talk that thing. And then if it gets to a point whereby you can't handle it, you sit down with your daddy. Or you sit down with mama, a mother-in-law, you all discuss that. And mama, you should be wise enough that she can see your beauty to your man, that she will be intrigued by your counsel and know that it's applicable and it's applicable for her situation. That's love. When she can look in your eyes and see, because you live honest with her, you live genuinely with her, your mouth has been guarded from your wickedness. She comes to the daughters. That's how she does it. There are not too many people that like me. We got to get real. How can you understand the message of the two messengers? We can't understand the message of the messenger, Yeshua. That's found in 2nd Ezra, chapter 4, verse 23. 2nd Ezra 23 through 27. Read the whole chapter. He's supposed to. Yeshua loves his woman. Well, I don't believe y'all would do anything to cause any separation with my mama, my daddy, my brother, my sisters. Well, is Yeshua a liar? He isn't. I want to read this account. I'll tell you when I read it, when I finish. This is what Yeshua says. Now, what I just read in Matthew 19, he tells us to honor our mother and our father. He said, you shall love your neighbor, your shochin, as you love yourself. You love mama more than you love yourself, because you don't know how to love yourself. Daddy make you happy, but your husband doesn't make you happy. Mama make you happy, man, but wife doesn't. That's sick. That's a sick mentality. That's sick, sick, sick. This is what Yeshua says here. He says, for I am bold, I have entered, I have come. Now this is Yeshua. Is he mean or is he love? Is he the fulfillment of love? That's who he is, isn't he? He said, I've come to set a man at variance. To set something at variance, it is to cut, to separate, to cut asunder, and to separate into two parts. One fashion there and one here. Now this is what he said, I have come, I have entered into the olam, to the earth, to set a man at variance. What do you mean? Against his father, against his avat, and the daughter against her mother, her ima. He says, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, because some mother-in-laws can be a hell fit. That's a fact. And the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And then he tells me that a man's enemy, his foes, That we said, I've loved them, now they become my adversary. I'll just pray. I'm not praying, Yah save them. I pray, Yah, your will be done. I put them in the master's hand. That's what that song used to sing. Put it in his hand. Put them in his hand. I just put them in his hand. We know that the enemy cannot do nothing. Yah is in command of all things. We charge the devil, but it is Almighty Yahweh. He has no power to do nothing. He says, and a man's enemy shall be of his own household, his own house. This man is not my enemy. My own battles are in my own house. He is not her battle. I am her battle. Man's foe should be of his own household. And then he says this, see, that's why YHWH didn't lie when he said, honor your father and your mother. He says in Matithia, he says, he that loves father, he that honors father or mother more than me, he said, he is not even worthy of me. He that have this great affection for father and mother, and yet they defy Torah, and yet when I command you, you don't even love me. You don't even show no love for me. He said, you're not even worthy of me. And he that loves son or daughter more than me is not even worthy of me. These are the words of YHWH. Justify the son's wickedness, the mother's wickedness, and the daddy's wickedness, and the grandmammy and all. I was telling, I believe Akhabin, we were talking, I said, you know, I'll never forget. My cousin that his brother killed him, shot him in the back in his mother's yard. I remember I was just a young 23-year-old, zealous, ignorant one, didn't have no command of truth. And so his brother got killed. They stole a car. They tried to outrun the police. They hit this sharp curve. Tony, his buddy, he barely got a scratch. Tommy had severe head injury. They took him to back then it was Charlotte Memorial Hospital. Nothing like Carolina Medical Center today. You can almost throw a rock through the whole place. And they took him to the hospital, and the police got in touch with his mother. This is the story she told me. That when she got to the hospital, they had him on the, talk to me, Mama? Okay, life support, thank you. And she said when I walked in there, you could tell things. She grabbed his hand and he squeezed her hand. And she said, when I told him I loved him, he squeezed my hand and he died. Boom. He died. So I was a zealous, ignorant young man. I had no sense of tact. Still don't. I'm just ignorant. And so his brother and I, his father and my father, brother, his mother, my brother's sister. So we were talking one day about life and truth and Yah. And those that are dying. And, you know, I was just ignorant. I said, look, let me tell you something, friend. I said, there is, you know, we have been taught this deathbed salvation. I said, it's not so. I said, he died in his wickedness. And he's going to be raised up in his own filthiness. He's going to raise up for the gates of hell. Oh, he got so mad. Of course, I was pretty fit back then. You know, I was walking right. I was up to 200 pounds. My woman cooking right for me, fried chicken and pinto beans and collard greens and cornbread and pound cake too. She kept me a cake. Sometimes they would just spoil. She kept me something to eat there. And next thing I knew, he got wild on me and he took a brick. We were having it hard. And he shattered in my big Fleetwood Brougham, he knocked my window out. Man, I was ready to go up in him, but I didn't go up in him. I took out a warrant, but I never pressed the issue. From that moment, there was nothing really never there with him. Nothing. Because I said his brother went to hell. He was upset with me. We were tight all of our lives. Same age. He is 2 months older than me. And we were very tight. Very, very tight. Friends. And so that kind of shattered that. It wasn't that. But there was nothing left. It was just moving me away from that. And I would see him every now and then. He became a tremendous drug addict and all of that. So his brother killed him, shot him in the back
right there at his mother's house, killed him. And one of the last conversations we had, he said this to me, because I hadn't seen him in, I don't know, so many years before he died. Had to be 10 years or better. I hadn't seen him. And these were his words to me. He said, you know, when you married Raphael, he kind of had a little crush on her too. He said, I'll be honest with you. I said it wouldn't last a year, 2 at the max. See, that's what his marriage succumbed to. I didn't know what love was, but I knew there was a strong attachment there. It was not something that was filtering through some kind of juvenile stupidity. I knew it. I knew that. It was something more than what a feeling would give you. It was not something that was sensual. It was not even those things. It was greater than that. And that's what love is. It's greater than our emotions and our feelings and our corruption. And there's nothing greater than a man loving his wife like nothing else. Why? Because he has given his heart to Yah and the commands of Yah. He loves Yah with everything he has. And he loves his wife. Because it is the most beautiful representation of Yeshua and the assembly. And we as an obedient wife, we obey. We love him. We love our man. Woman, you love your husband. You don't love sister more. You don't want to be around sister more. You can tolerate sister, you can tolerate brother, you can tolerate their ills and their ill actions and their silly ways, but you can't tolerate your man. You can tolerate your sister's ways, man. You can tolerate everybody, but you can't tolerate your wife. That's wrong. It's just flat out wrong. You don't have to. I don't care if you don't love me. I don't care if you don't concur with me. It makes me no difference, but it's the truth. So he tells us who our foes will be of our own household. If we love mother, father more than we love him, we're not worthy of him. We love son or daughter more, we're not worthy. And if we do not take up this covenant truth with him, take up what is written in Torah, and we follow after him, we're not even worthy. And that's the thing that is rendering us worthless. Because we love everything more than we love Yah. We got this lust for everything more than we got this love for Yah. And so he said in the midst of us, that's why he tells us, as Yah has made you, the one who created you, don't forsake the messenger, because he will tell you the truth. True messenger will deal with our hearts. He will speak to us and love to judge us. And that's what love does. It always judges us. When someone loves you, it makes you judge you to see how much you're reciprocating that love. Or you become common with each other by association. That's not love. Sisters, that doesn't mean they love each other. That doesn't mean brothers love. They're just by association and a combination. They are with each other. That doesn't mean they love each other. That sisters kill each other. That sisters take each other's husband. See, Mom, I know the people that have lived here and those that I've dealt with. There was one that I will never tell you who the person is. They may have told you, but that's it. That all the time her sister, she loved her. And she loved her sister dearly. Her sister had a husband. She having a romantic relationship with her sister husband. And she sees every day and they smile and love each other and kiss each other. That's not a rarity. It's just about association. We think that produces love, but it doesn't. It's the Torah, it's truth that produces love. It's Yah. It's the revelation of Yah that produces love. Yisrael. That's just a fact. Hallelujah. I'm tired. These last few verses. That was from Matithia 10:35 through 38. This is a warning to us as a nation, a people. If we have great love for Yah, there's one true sign. Joshua tells us here, he that loves me. We all say we love him, don't we? Even if I'm guilty of not loving him, I will love him. Even though I've failed greater than any man or any person. But if we say we love him and we do not guard his saying, you say you love me, do not keep my sayings, he says, I want you all to understand that the dabarim or the dabar, the words that I say, which you hear, we shemak. He said, they're not mine. These words I'm telling you, they're not mine. What Ezra just told us, they're not his. He said, but the Abba which sent me. These are the words from Yah. These are not, come on, Yahshua is the word. He is from Yah. He said, these are not my words. This is from the Creator. This is the one that made you. He made you by the power of this living truth. I am that living truth. He said, so if you love me and you don't keep my saying, then woe unto you. But if you love me, keep my saying. These are not my words. What I'm telling you, I know that my details and the graphics may a lot different than Yahshua, but it's the same thing that he said. You say you love Yah and you don't love me, that's something is wrong. I did not tell you to love me. Yah told you to love me. I did not tell you to love your Hochim, but Yah told you to love them. I did not tell you to love your Ach, but Yah told you to love your Ach, your Achim, your Hochim. Yah commanded that. Yah commanded you, woman, to honor your husband and to honor your father and your mother. And he commanded you, man, to love your wife and to love her more than you love your brothers. They're your foes. That's where your enemy is going to come from, your adversary. And you just pray, Yah, put him in your hands. I'll leave him there. Quit taking him out, trying to save him. I like this preacher. You don't have to, but I really like him. I like him. He puts me on the spot. Everything he says put me on the spot. Everything. I like him. I really do like him. How can I love myself if I don't love you? I must love you, my neighbor, as myself. And that's just the truth. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Well, I have 3 verses I want to read. And they're very important, vital to our growth. I want all y'all to hear this. I just read from that Yakahan 14:24, John 14:24. And I'll tell you where this one is. It's Romans 12 and verse 9, chapter 12, verse 9. This what we must do. Shall writes unto us for this generation. He tells us, he used the word L-E-T, permit, allow. See, you can't permit. You can't allow. You can't stop things. You can't stop things. There are things you don't have to do. There are things you don't have to perform. I don't have to be mean to my wife or my achim. I don't have to speak to her wrong and talk to her like she's of no purpose to me. I don't have to accuse of everything like we will accuse one another. It's wrong. He says to us in Romans 12:9, let. See, you can't let it. You can't allow it. You let your anger display, don't you? We let our lies come forth. We let our hatred, don't we? Sure I do. Sure I do. So he says, just let it. Love itself will do righteously. He said, let love be without dissimulation. Don't let it be unfeigned. Don't let it be with hypocrisy. Don't let it be unsincere. Let it be sincere. You can let love have its perfect work in our hearts. We can allow that, Yisrael. Just let it. Let love be without. Just let love grow. It's almost just, old folks say, let it alone. Leave it alone. I put those seeds in the ground, and every day I look. But when I put that water on, boy, the next day you see the difference. Well, some of y'all looked at it. He said, they're coming up. I said, no, they're coming up. Because I get up early in the morning and water them. Give them a drink of water. In the evening sometime. Got to grow some green stuff. I get up early. I get up. Marshall said, why are you up so early, Father? I said, woman, I get up at least 2 or 3 times a week, 5:30. When I wake up, I wake up. I just get up. Sometimes 4:30. I go to bed at 9:30, 10, 4:30, I'm up. I just can't sleep. I can't lay in bed. You can. You want to, that's you. I can't lay in bed like that. If I get 7 hours worth of sleep, that's more than you don't need no more. That's why our bodies feel the way we do. That's why we look lazy. That's why we look sluggish. We look sleepy. We have no energy. Something is wrong if you don't have no energy. You don't have no zest in your face. Something is wrong. Let love. That's all you got to do. Just let love. Just let love have its course. It say, let love be without dissimulation, without your hypocrisy. Don't disguise it. Oh, I love you, girl. Oh, that's phony and fake. I love you, brother. Husband, I love you. No, that's fake. Don't disguise love. Love, you just let it be without dissimulation. It's not disguised. It's not phony. You don't want to embrace your Hussein. Come on. Let it be without dissimulation, Yisrael. And the way you do that, you got to hate your evil ways. Abhor that which is evil and cleave to that which is tough. Love is tough. Hate your evil ways. Hate your madness. Hate your corrupt. You got to hate it. You must sonate your attitude. You must identify your ways and say, I'm wrong, 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 wrong. I'm not that stupid and cynical that everyone is wrong and I'm right. I'm loving so great, but you're not. Go to hell, man. Everybody's wrong but me. Everybody loves better than me. I'm kinder to them than they are me. That's a lie. I'm not proving to the wicked how kind I am. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to teach on this. I'm going to stop right here, but I got much more. I say I didn't even touch this, and this is the depths of the Raah. That's all right. You won't get by. I don't want to get by. You can want to get by in your ways. I don't want to get by with my ways. Hallelujah. Let it be with dissimulation and true and do what is honest. Can I show you the simplicity of getting there? Will you buy it? You buy the truth. All right. I want to read this. This is how we get there. We must love in deeds, ma'aseh, and truth. But this is how we get there. See, it's one thing the truth of the Torah does for you. It cleanses you. Peter says, seeing. Ayin. Your ayin, seeing. Your ayin, your wisdom, your understanding, mentally, spiritually, is open. Seeing, you have purified your nefesh in obeying the truth. See, that's how you love in truth. You got to obey the truth. This is our righteousness. You got to see what the truth is speaking to you. And what I'm saying today speaks to us all. No one is getting by. I'm glad he talks to me. Because every son he receives, he corrects. If you're a bastard, if you're a bastard, you're going to get angry and hardened, and you're going to get angry with what I say. Because you're mamzia. You're a bastard. You're a mamzia. He says, seeing, you got wisdom to understand your iron is open. You have purified your nefesh by obeying. We must hear to by obeying the truth. What is the truth? To love Yahweh with everything you got. Love your neighbor as yourself. Do tav unto them. Do tav unto Yisrael. Prefer them. You got to obey the truth. You always talk about someone else. Grunting like a damn pig. It's someone else. It's you, man. Woman, it's your damn wickedness. Just get real and confront you. This is how we get to that place. Obey the truth. Obey the truth. How? Through the Ruach. What is Ruach? Who is Ruach? Yah is. Through the command, through the will of Yah. How? Unfeigned. Don't pretend you love someone and you know you're a damn liar. Tell me you don't care for me. Now tell me why you don't care for me. Has that separated you from me? Are you that childish? Yeah, that's the way I talk. You tell me because I said that? Come on. You mean you separate from me because of that? See, that's why I want to talk to you, because I'm troubled that, that was not my intention. That wasn't my purpose. That wasn't my intention to separate from you. I'm just sorry that, I wish you had told me earlier. I wish you had told me, come on, man. Why would you do me like that? You're that much of a damn coward and so wicked. You can't tell someone that offended you. You haven't even laid your gift down and come before the altar and got that right. Because if you did, you will go to them.
He doesn't even hear your prayers. That's why you stay in the same fix of your wickedness. That's why you will never change. You're going to die that way. I don't care what you think now. You're going to die that way. We obey the truth. We purify ourselves. Tahor. Make ourselves clean. From the niddah, the filthy rag. We're not spotted with the blood of sin. You hold something in your heart against your akh, your chut, and it causes you to be bitter. You love to be with dissimulation. You pretend you love them. Come on, come on, akh. So when we realize we're doing that, let's purify ourselves. Let's go back to the bitter sheet and see what Yah talks about love. Go in Genesis. You got a concordance. Look up the word love and beloved and love kindness and start at Genesis. And then you'll begin to get a grasp as how you begin to cleanse yourself. Something is sick in my mind if I hold something against my wife she did 10 years ago or last week or yesterday. I'm not going to hold that against my wife. Hell, I don't care if she committed adultery on me. I'm not going to hold that against her. If I'm going to stay with her, I'm not going to put her in a closet and bind her because of her misappropriation of my kindness. I'm not going to do that. But she's going to have to do the appropriate things, the right things, and show me her great love for me and show me that she loves me, and her honoring with her hand. She will show me that. I'm not going to put her away because of that. I'm going to love her in a way whereby she will not do me like that. We obey we purify. That's the only way you're going to purify yourself, in obeying the truth through the Ruach. By that power, we have this unfeigned. We don't pretend. It is not a love of hypocrisy. You greet me, say you love me, and you know you don't love me, daughter. You greet me, my friend, and your heart is sorry. But you blame everyone else. You're sick in your mind. Not my brother nor my sister, but it's me, oh Yah, standing in the need of prayer. It's not you, it's me. I need the prayers. I need Yahshua to intercede for me. That's what I need. I'm not going to kill myself and make myself unhealthy because of that. I want to be a lively thing. I want to look alive. I want to look healthy. And you're dying inside. You're full of dead men bones. You do that through the Ruach too. When you purify yourself by obeying the Torah, led of the Ruach, you'll come to that disposition that your love will be unfeigned. It won't be unfeigned. You won't have no pretense of love. You won't have no love of hypocrisy. For who? He says, to the Ruach, to unfeigned ahava of the Yisrael Yalai Achim, to all the brothers. You will love Yisrael, seeing that you have loved one another with a pure heart. See, that's what a pure heart, and how a pure heart comes, by obeying truth. When you know you have sinned, you're full of ovine, go down and wash. Go to the well, go to the ma'am, go to the water. What is the water? The living word. Go to Yahshua HaMashiach. You see what he said. These are not his words. He said, it's the one that sent me. So we got to begin by purifying ourselves. And our love must be unfeigned. It can't be of hypocrisy and pretense and false. We must be real. I got a problem with you. I'll just tell you, brother. I don't have no problem with the Achim. I don't have no problem with the sisters. Not me. I don't have nothing no one has ever done to me that I got a coldness and a distance. I got to distance myself from. I don't do that. I don't even care. Folks left here. I don't. If I see them, I ain't got no problem with that. I'm not afraid of you. One of the cowards that was here, I walked down to his big Walmart truck. When he saw me coming, he didn't know what to do. And I said, you're the most disingenuous. You're a coward. I did just like this. When I finished talking, he turned and I said, everybody's saying what you're saying. I said, it's not producing a damn thing, though, is it? If you believe what you just said, then you will see that in your life. I said, you're the most disingenuous man. You're a coward. I said, I've never met a coward like you. You knew no one until you knew me, and then you're a coward. Now, if he wasn't a coward, he would have confronted me. So I'm a man. No, he didn't tell me I'm a man like you because you're cowards. That's what you are. And I walked away. That's a man's man. How about that? Purify yourself by obeying the Torah. And stop blaming someone else and doing others wrong and criticizing others. You don't know what someone would do for you unless you ask. You need to learn how to ask.
That's a liar when you accuse. That's the spirit of Shaitan. Don't accuse no one of something. I'm not going to ask him because he's going to say no. How do you know I'm going to say no? She'll say no. How do you know that? Just ask. Hallelujah. May the riches of Yah rest upon you all. I'm going to stop there. Come on, Azachim. May Yah bless you all. May He enrich you and cause His great strength to fill your levim with knowledge and understanding. All right.
Wasn't that wonderful, Yisrael? Yahweh has fed us with His Tavahava that we could make the next step, Yisrael. We wonder why we still have not moved from the place or have not advanced, Yisrael, because we have not made the next step. We have not continued in the Torah as Yahweh has commanded us to do, Yisrael, that we may move on. I want to move on. I don't want to stay in the same place, the same predicament, the same mindset that I'm in. I want to move on into perfection. Hallelujah. Yeshua said, be you perfect? Be. You know, our eyes get big, we're like, wow, that's, you know. But yet Yahweh has given us in Yeshua HaMashiach every means. We are without excuse as a people and a nation. Hallelujah. That we may see Him in shalom. Hallelujah. That we may rejoice. That we may lift up our voices. Hallelujah. And give Him Todah for Kol for all that He has done for us, Yisrael. Let us stand to our feet this evening. Hallelujah. Let us go on and do as Yahweh has commanded us. Let us ahava one another, Yisrael. Let us shoot, let us turn. Abba Yahweh, we do barak you for this beautiful Shabbaton you've given us. Abba Yahweh, the fellowship in your Torah, the fellowship in the Emunah. We do ask that those that are listening by via live stream, that you would strengthen them, Abba Yahweh, where they are in the places where they are, Abba Yahweh. They be strong, that they stand for truth, for Torah, and that they be moved by your Ruach HaKodesh, Abba Yahweh. We do ask Yisrael, Almighty Yahweh, that you would go home with Yisrael, take them home safely, that your Torah, your Mishvah will be encamped round about us, Abba Yahweh, and that we will continue to meditate on you day and night, Abba Yahweh, upon your Torah, upon your Tav, Abba Yahweh, that you have done towards Yisrael. And all things we do barak you, we give you Todah in the precious and mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach we declare. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! Hallelujah, Yahweh. Hallelujah. Shabbat Shalom. Ko Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom. Hallelujah.